So this approach where we go in, we find a missing network, it's a bit tedious because then you have to go in every single time to look for those missing networks. And there are chances that you may miss out some networks because if you have a lot of networks, it's so difficult to identify which networks are missing on which devices. And so even though static routing helps, static routing will be ideal for networks which are very small. So very small networks, that's where you consider static routing. But there's also another type of routing, which is not you going into the devices directly and assigning the networks which are missing. It's just like saying to these devices that, hey, you have the ability and the responsibility to communicate with other routers and ask them for the missing networks, and you populate yourself with those missing networks. And the idea where automatically these devices would communicate and then send messages about the missing networks, and the networks that it knows about is what we refer to as dynamic routing. So static routing is where you go into the device and you put in the networks that are missing. Dynamic routing is when you go into the device and you tell the device, you enable them to be able to exchange information among themselves.